Terence on the spoons. And Stop the Fate to join in, and she's not wet, she's not got their feet today.
Well, buy the CD over here. No, no, ladies and gentlemen, they've got the CDs for sale. Do you want some more? Live! You can do
When the sunshine, bring me warm. When the sunshine, and we smile. Bring me sunshine, bring me sunshine, bring me smile, bring me laughter, all in this world where we live, there should be no happiness, too much joy when you do each time you find tomorrow, let me happy, through the years, never bring me, and it is, let your arms be as one, and something bring the sunshine, bring don't make me happy. Who through the years, never bring me any tears. Let your eyes be as warm and some from all above. Bring me fun, bring me sunshine, bring me warm. Bring me fun, bring me sunshine, bring me warm. Bring me fun, bring me sunshine.
Beginning of the war, when of course correction, if you'll excuse the phrase, because he's actually in his tank suit, which is effectively an all-in-one pair of overalls, designed for a quick word about the tankers' uniforms. I had a summer one, and she is, if you like, similarly attired, but she's not actually in a tanker's outfit. She is in a pair of ATS coveralls. Again, this is working dress. if she's a driver, and I pretend it's my auntie, but I got a picture of young Princess Elizabeth in the ATS wearing exactly this uniform, the same coveralls and the cap, with her head under the bonnet of an Austin utility truck, a Tilly. So Princess Elizabeth, our present Queen, actually dressed in this uniform and was trained as a motor mechanic. So the ATM has a parish. I'm told you were given a stipend in Kent, is that right? Yes, and I'm told the stipend hasn't helped your hernia a bit, has it? No, but keep wearing it, you never know. So the Reverend Coombs Watson, his parish, he's in the Weald of Kent, not too far from here, and he is dressed in the typical professional man's outfit. Despite the fact his trousers don't appear to match his jacket and waistcoat, they are intended not to. That is a professional business suit, striped trousers, a black jacket. I'm getting on with it, don't cop to looking at your watch. Oh right, okay, we'll do that in a minute. So he's got black jacket, waistcoat, striped trousers, and a hat in style known as a Homburg, much favoured by government ministers, surgeons, solicitors, men of the cloth. If the Reverend had been something in the city, a place in the factories, and they took their places in the fields, working in the farms. Here we have two young ladies who've just clocked off from their job in a factory. Now in America, the women's movement into the factories was very much feted and publicised with the image of a young lady dressed very much like the one next to me, with a bandana and dungarees, and she became known universally as Rosie the Riveter, because typically the corner, but I don't know who's coming out wearing what, so it's as much of a surprise to me often as it is to you. Right, okay, you get later. Oh, you've worked it out. Right, okay, well we start off then with Alice at this end, if you don't mind. Now I've seen Alice in this outfit before, and the first thing to explain is that as you look at all of these ladies and the others that come onto the stage in the next few minutes, is that they pay particular attention, gas over after all, so these gas mask cases become very useful containers for makeup and various other things. And lastly, of the accessories, let's look at the bag, if you know, which gradually as the war went on and materials became more scarce, disappeared. For example, there are pleats. You haven't pressed it very well this morning, girl, have you? Oh, she's camping, she said. Okay. There are pleats in the skirt. There is a ruched sleeve, which if you unravelled would probably come down to here. As the war went on, those sort of details disappeared because that would be a waste of fabric. It is crepe de chine, I do believe, having felt it gently. Crepe de chine, a very popular fabric in the late 30s, used a lot where today we would use man-made fibres like Trisol and rayon, etc. Great thing about it is it could be printed and used to produce quite bright colours. Right, now we're moving on slightly chronologically because we now have a utility dress, yes? Now the utility scheme was introduced in 1941. The government realised that they had to somehow reduce the amount of fabric and material that was being used to clothe the nation, otherwise there just wouldn't be enough. So they had a two-pronged approach. The first was rationing, where everybody was given a limited number of coupons that they could use to allow them to buy clothing. And for most of the war, the number of Hardy Amy's, the House of Worth, a number of people like that, to come up with a range of designs which made the best use of fabrics available. And the first thing, you all know how hot it is. She's still got her gloves on. And of course the colour, black, match the court shoes, nice sensible shoes, because if you only can have enough points for one pair of shoes a year, they've got to last. Handbag, earrings all to match, and you've actually put a flower in the hat to match the pink in the dress. The great thing about that style, if you have a green dress tomorrow, you could put something else, green, yeah, okay. Along Angela's legs. Lots of women not only drew a seam to pretend they had stockings, but often used devious methods to try and make their legs look tanned. Tea bags, something called permanganate of potash that went on purple but turned brown. And you even hear stories of some women trying creosote. But, gents, in case your ladies want to come, for example, to a 40s dance tonight or go to any event, I'll just quickly show you the correct way to get a straight seam on a lady's leg. Do you mind if I... What you do, gents, first of all you position yourself so that you can be steady. You get an eyebrow pencil. You ready? We start here and we go down in one straight stroke, no joins or whatever. Now fellas, if you do it the other way, you start at the bottom, and the problem is, the nearer you get to the top, your aim gets shaky and it goes all wobbly, right? So don't forget, top downwards if you're drawing a seam. Ladies, thank you very much. I've got some more women coming, I'm told. They're all volunteers, they're not professional models, and they're wearing their own clothes. But I do know this young lady. She has come to War and Peace for the first time ever from Sweden. And would you not believe it, her name is Anna, as everybody from Sweden is, well, the girls anyway. But Anna borrowed a dress, and here she is instantly looking 1940s. So this is great, how we can take somebody's an overgrown hairnet, and it shows the way in which something that was worn as a necessity to keep your hair out of a bit of the machinery at work, keeps your hair nice, bit of lipping, quick scrub over, straight out for the evening with your snood, keeping your hair safely in place. Thank you, Anna. And I don't know your name, I ought to. Gemma. I do know you, don't I? Yeah. See, I haven't got my glasses because they're on the background. Sorry, Gemma. Again, beautiful cotton dress. I can see that without touching. I'll get in trouble if I do. She's got a gas mask in the cardboard box, as it should be, but the cardboard boxes, as we saw earlier, don't always last very long. Again, utility style, in this case only just one button, and I daren't ask these very... I said old the other days and got in trouble, right? We have, oh yes, of course, we have the ex-Reverend Coombs Watson and his wife, Mrs. Coombs Watson. Now, I'll just briefly explain the ex-Reverend. There has been somewhat of a misunderstanding about the Reverend's nighttime and weekend voluntary